So welcome back to the Little French Homestead. My name is Sherry, and today we are having chicken Mongolian fried rice, and my daughter wanted homemade egg rolls. And this is the first time that I'm ever doing egg rolls like Chinese style. Now, if you've been in one of my other videos, you've seen them. We did some pickle egg rolls for an appetizer, and those were absolutely delicious. But this is my first time doing an egg rolls. So I'm gonna link the recipe down below, but it was pretty much cooking up a pound of sausage, some carrots. I didn't add any onions, even though the recipe did call for it. And my dad gave me a very small little head of cabbage, and that's what's in here. Salt, pepper, garlic, little bit of ginger, some soy sauce, and I didn't have any sesame seed oil, and that's fine. I just used regular oil. Now, I've currently got my deep fryer getting ready to come up to temp, because normally when I do the chicken Mongolian, I do it in a my Dutch oven, and I want to go ahead and do it in the deep fryer since I have the deep fryer already on, and to kill two birds with one stone. So while that's coming up to temp, I'm gonna go ahead and finish wrapping these up, and then we're gonna go make the fried rice. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, so I was able to make 8. I only used the last little bit of wraps that I had from a previous time I made the pickled egg rolls. I was not going to go buy more just for this recipe. I'll go buy a fresh batch next time I do it. I had frozen these, and looks like these may hold. You really want to make sure that they are well sealed and packed down. So that's what I'm going to make sure I do. Let me flip this one over to make sure I got it. Yeah. So there was just that one right there. So I'm just going to let this come up to temp, and we're going to go ahead and start the fried rice. All right, so in the same pan that I cooked my sausage and onion, or my sausage, carrot, and cabbage, I am going to be cooking up all of these onions. And I've already got my mise en place all ready. You should, when especially you're doing fried rice, since it does go quite quickly. Mise en place is just a fancy French word for get all your ingredients together before you start cooking. Now, some of you may noticed in the last video, in this video, that I dyed my hair. One of my daughters thought it was a great idea to dye my hair this electric color blue, and I love it. It hides my grays very well. Now, I still do wear my bandana. I usually use my bandana for when I'm cooking, because then that way I don't get hair in the food. I used to have really long hair, I mean like down to my back, and my kids used to make fun of me because I would get hair everywhere, and every once in a while it would go into the food. I mean, it's not funny when they got hair in their food, but they pulled it out of their plate and started laughing because they knew it was mine. And I don't like that. So that's why most of the time you will see me with a bandana on. As one professional chef, you should. I am not a professional chef, but I have worked in many kitchens in my life, and I had my own catering company up in New Hampshire for a little bit. And with that, you do need to make sure you have your hair pulled back. Alright, so my onions are now nice and translucent. I had some oil and a little bit of butter in it. I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic. This is the pre-made garlic that I have. I absolutely love that. I'm going to link all these recipes down below in the description. But I've made this rice numerous times. Sometimes I'll make this rice and be like all in one dish. And this one here is actually called chicken fried rice. So you would normally do your chicken in here. But again, we're having Mongolian chicken. And Mongolian beef is very, very good. Made that one time as a spur of the moment. And my family was like, whoa. So I was like, all right, well, I can't do beef all the time because beef is very expensive. But I can do chicken. And that's exactly what I've done, is I'll do chicken, and they actually love it. Now, what I've also done, too, is when I buy my chicken at the store, I'll come home and I will make sure that I cut it to what I want. So I will normally go ahead and, you know, take the couple of big pieces of chicken breasts. I'll butterfly them all down the middle, fold them open, and then those are on meals. I'll put them in 6-packs. And then other times is what I'll do is I'll take those same ones and I'll dice them all up. And I usually get like 3 or 4 diced chicken into one. And we'll go ahead and, you know, go ahead and take that. We have a friend of ours coming over to pick up some eggs. And she wanted an 18-pack. And I was like, yeah, I got some. It worked out good because I have 18 more sitting here. So that's perfect. So to this one, you add a little bit of lemon juice. And you gotta mix that all in. You're gonna then add your salt and pepper. And then after you add your salt and pepper, you're gonna add your egg. And you're gonna make your little well. I got 4 eggs in here. I had made this rice about 3 or 4 days ago. You always want to use at least a day old rice. Makes it so much better. It's not white rice, but it is a just a plain buttered rice. One of the spice mixes that I use. Not spice mix, it's one of the dry mix rubs that I use. If you want to check out that video, go right ahead. Once this is all incorporated, and didn't quite separate like I wanted to, and I have a nice little well in the middle, but that's all right. Then you're going to throw in your rice and a little bit of soy sauce. Now, if you want to throw any other sauces, I mean, if you have oyster sauce or any hoisin sauce, you go right ahead. I am not doing that to this. I'm just using soy sauce. Now, the Mongolian chicken, that sauce is a hoisin. Just want to kind of incorporate it pretty well. And then a neat little trick, I don't know if I showed you before, but I poke a little bit of holes in here. Instead of using this big pour spout that it comes with, that way you don't over pour. If I need a little extra, I'll just squeeze the bottle. But then that way, look, you're only getting out a little bit and not a whole bunch. I learned that after several times. I added way too much soy sauce to a meal. So I'm just turning the heat off right now. And I'm just mixing it all up. This is now all thoroughly cooked. I am going to stick this on a plate so it can cool down just a tad. Because I need to make the sauce for the Mongolian chicken. See, that recipe usually calls for 4 cups of rice, and I knew that I did not need 4 cups. So if I get this good enough, I'm going to go ahead and use that. And this is now done over here. So I'm just going to turn you, and you and I together will go ahead and deep fry my egg rolls. Now I'm just going to go ahead and do 2 at a time because I don't want to overdo it. I am going to grab another plate. And I'm going to put another paper towel over this, just because when you pull them out, you want to make sure that they're towel dry. I do have another set of tongs. Give me 1 second. All right, I know you're in here, tongs. I knew they were in here. They're a little smaller than my other ones, but that's all right. Now they said just keep them in here until they're a nice golden brown, which can mean anywhere between 5 to 6 minutes. Maybe even a little less. This is at 425. I'm getting the hang of this because these have to be on. My heating element in the back isn't as hot as I think it is. Ooh, that was less than I thought. Look at that. Oh, I can't wait to try. Oh, that looks gorgeous. Look at the color. Nice coloring on that. Oh, my daughter Abigail is gonna love this. You know, I don't always cook for people who don't like everything. I mean, every once in a while I'll go ahead and cook something for somebody special. I mean, Allie, she absolutely loves shrimp. I mean, the rest of the house loves shrimp. But anytime that we go out to a restaurant, she always brokes us and always orders shrimp. Which, if that's going to be her vice, then that's it. And we don't go out all that often because we're a family of 5. You can't even see me, but that's okay. We're a family of 5, so, you know, it's very expensive. I would rather try new things here at the house and see how everybody does here. I never really liked cooking before. I mean, I can honestly say that. Oops, shoot. Oh man, that one's gonna be a little loose. I'm just gonna take that out. I guess Mama will have to eat that one. I was never really a big fan of cooking growing up. Never watched my mom cook. I mean, I know you got some of these people that sit there and say, oh yeah, well, I was cooking with my mom. And I mean, I watched my grandmother cook, you know, growing up, but I never really cooked. Never had the excitement or the thought. My mom cooked, obviously, out of necessity. There was 3 of us, so she needed to feed us. Other than that, I mean, even when I had my daughter, I was 19, I had to move back into my mom and dad's house because her father and we split up. And I had to live with them for 7 years until I was able to afford it on my own. So the whole time I lived with them, she cooked. I mean, I paid rent, and bought food and stuff with the rent money. But I mean, she pretty much did all the cooking. And then my dad was any grilling or anything like that. It wasn't until I moved out, I then realized I don't know how to cook. So there was a lot of items that I pre-bought until I could figure out how to do it. And I eventually did. It wasn't until I had my twins that I went, oh crap, this is very expensive baby food and I need to figure out how to feed them. And with that, I went to a local farm swap or a farmer's market, and they had these big, beautiful sweet potatoes and big, beautiful broccoli and stuff. And so I went home and I cooked it all up and I fed my kids them and mashed it all myself, made homemade applesauce. Looked at a couple of recipes online and figured it all out. I mean, the internet was there, but I mean, to use it the way we use it now, I mean, you were talking, you know, almost 14 years ago. I used it, but I didn't use it to the extent that I use it now. And I helped my mom out cooking with her at the bed and breakfast. And, you know, I mean, like I said, I did do some odd jobs growing up, cooking later on in life. And I just found that I really enjoyed cooking. And it was a wonderful way to provide for my family. So now I have no problem trying new recipes. I got one that may or may not go through. And so I like to, now I want to share it with everybody here on YouTube. I also wanted to get these egg rolls done first before I fried the chicken. You know, salmonella. I know this is, you know, deep frying, but still. And then this is dinner. Once that's done, I'm gonna make the sauce. There we go. All right, we're gonna have to wait for the heating element to come back on. I don't know if you saw that, guys, but see the heating element up here, green and red. Those lights are on. That means that it is dropped in temperature. So what I will do then is, after I make these and get these out of here, I'm going to put the lid back on, wait till it comes back up to temp, and we'll come over here and make the sauce. And then that way, when this is all done, I can just add everything all into the sauce. I mean, that's still beautiful. All right. I'm going to come this back up. I'm going to wait a few minutes, then I'm going to turn around and take care of this. I just need to do some cleanup. All right, so we're starting the sauce. It calls for 6 cloves of garlic, but I put in 4 because my cloves are pretty big. Add a little bit of oil and some ginger. In a separate bowl, you want to combine your hoisin sauce, your soy sauce, your sesame oil. My thing went off again. And then some brown sugar. Once you get to cook this, you're going to add this into the frying pan. Just want to make sure that all of the brown sugar doesn't have any lumps in it. And then we got a slurry right there. Oh, that looks like a brown sugar strip. You want to get all that flavor you can. And now I'll turn it back up just a little bit. The oil started splattering me in the face, so I turned it down just a little bit. I mean, my garlic was frozen. I had just taken them out. Some of the other garlic I would have thrown in the microwave, but I totally forgot. And I was like, well, I can heat this up, not a big deal. So now turning that up, I'm going to get this cornstarch slurry going. It is like 1 cup water, and I want to say like 2 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons of this slurry. Gonna wait till that gets just a little bit more hotter, and I'm gonna add it all in there. I can't wait to eat all this. We've been wanting this for a while. It is absolutely divine. And believe it or not, I do cook like this on a normal basis. Pretty much almost every single night, I am in the kitchen anywhere between a half an hour to an hour making dinner for my family. That's why I said, you know, or a little earlier, is I really, really do enjoy cooking. I had not before, but the passion has come out, and I love it. I like to try new things. Not necessarily the things that I don't like. I mean, I recently, again, tried broccoli. I hated it growing up. I was forced to have it, but I know my mom and dad, I know you're watching, hi, that they were trying to do good for me. And I totally understand that, and I respect that. I always try to make sure that my kids always try something new as well. And as long as they try it, I'm okay. And if they say they don't like it, that's fine. Allie before didn't like shrimp, and she tried it and she fell in love with it. So that's what I try to tell them, at least try it. My husband's not a huge fan of fruit. Born and raised in the Bahamas, his dad used to eat bananas all the time. Never liked bananas, even his mom said so, even as a young kid. Now he's tried some bananas, and he has a banana every day with his breakfast. And he's now liking blueberries, and that's awesome, you know. We had not a contest one time, but my girls were like, well, Daddy, if you try like a strawberry and some watermelon, Mom, you need to try some broccoli. And I was like, all right, you know, so I retried it all, and I did not like it. So, but you know, that's the whole key, is they can see them try it. And if you try it and you like it, that's great. If you don't, you don't. All right, so I'm turning that off. I just still want this to thicken, but I'm going to take it off the heat. I don't want it to burn while I am over here doing this. So let's come over here and work on this. I'm just going to move you. Normally I would shut you off, Just want to make sure that this is still up and good and nice and hot. Now this is chicken in a cornstarch with salt and pepper. That's all it is. And then once this thoroughly cooks, I'll give it a couple more. And give it a good couple of minutes in here. We're gonna take it out. I'm just still gonna use this paper towel here that I have. Pat it dry, and I'm gonna throw it in the sauce. And then I'm gonna plate up for dinner. I have some duck sauce. Now I do like hot mustard. Even though I'm not a fan of spicy, I like the Chinese hot mustard, and I do like wasabi. So I usually put a little bit on that. For me, it's the flavor goes away. It's not lingering. I don't like lingering. Oh, I'm thirsty today. It's nice and hot outside. We have the door open. I'm in a tank top. I've got shorts on. It's really nice. In the last couple of days, waking up in the morning, we were like in the 60s, but it stayed 60 all day, so it was nice and cool. But then when you get in nighttime, nope. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up here, and then I'll meet you back when I throw it all in the sauce. All right, so the chicken's all done. Now I'm gonna put it in the sauce. Got a nice, beautiful crisp on it. And then I did actually one more fry, so I did like a double fry to get it nice and crispy. That looks so good. My family has been smelling this for the last 15 minutes or so, and their bellies are all rumbling. Which is a really good thing in my house. Well, I'm gonna take that out. I'm gonna go ahead and use my scoop. I have a little bit of sesame seeds. Now, if you want to go ahead and do some green onions, go right ahead. I totally forgot to buy green onions the other day. So I'm going to take a little bite of the rice. Beautiful. Nice and fluffy. And it's funny because this was the my butter and herb recipe. So that just made it even buttier and yummier. Good on the chicken. Let me cut this open so you can see the inside. Whoop. Oh, that was good. That was nice and crunchy. Oh, look at that. You see those flavors? Can't wait to try that one. Oh, wow. Oh, another new family favorite. I'll just drop some on the floor. That was really good. I'll pick that up in a second before the cats get it. But, so this was a little bit labor intensive, but we don't have a very good Chinese restaurant around here. We used to have one up in New Hampshire that we used to get to all the time. It was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like superb, but I mean, to go out for a meal wasn't that bad. Can't find one around here. And I'm just really sad that I got to keep making it in a way, because sometimes, you know, you would like to go out and have good Chinese food. But this was a little healthier. You know where all your ingredients came from. I used everything that I possibly could source from my house or my parents' house, and then a little bit at the store. So I just want to say thank you for visiting my home today. If you like these videos, please like and share, but most importantly, please subscribe and keep on cooking. Bye.